Welcome to this introduction to Google Classroom and how to use it best to keep track of homework and everything you're going to be set during this academic year. As you're aware, ladies, this year at Kitchen Girls, we've moved fully to a digital system. We implemented a little bit during our lockdowns of the past few years, but this year we're setting all homework and bringing classwork to you and so on, all the way through our Google Classroom platform. Those who are in Year 7 and Year 10 have been are now using Chromebooks regularly in class, and then we will roll that through the school as time goes on. But it's important that you understand how to use Google Classroom the most effectively as you can. Specifically, how you can use it to keep track of tasks that you've been set. Because when you've got one or two to remember, it's okay. You might get away with a piece of paper or write it on your hand. But you can't do that when you start getting lots of work set as the term goes on. And so I'm going to show you briefly this morning how that's possible to do. Now, because I'm a teacher at this girls' school, I teach science, I don't have access to your classroom to show you. I don't have a student side. So what I did was ask one of my colleagues to create some classes and invite me as a student. I'm going to use them as examples this morning. So I have been enrolled in the class of GCSE origami and GCSE pigeon racing. Both of them seemed really interesting, and I chose them appropriately. But Mr. Golding may have set me some strange tasks to do. We'll see. We're going to use these as an example to show you how I can organise myself using Google Classroom. Now, if I go and visit my GCSE origami class, if I just bring that full screen for you there, it's got all sorts of stuff on it. You can see the stream there. I've got a classwork tab. I can even see some upcoming work I've got to do there. Folding yourself. I believe it's folding myself into a box. Looks like an interesting task due next Tuesday. But that's just one class. If I just have one class to do, I keep track of it on this one page. But I've got multiple classes to do, and so I can't really be able to do that. I need to ensure that I can find out where they all are. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore Google Classroom. You can try to do this yourself with a Chromebook or a smart device, or you can rewind this video or whatever. We'll make it available to you. But if we click on the three little lines at the top here, then it brings up a view like this. So I've got my classes that I'm enrolled in. I've got my pigeon racing class, I've got my origami class, and I've got my to-do list. And it's the to-do list I want to show you what it does today. Okay, so if I click on to do, what it does is it looks a bit like this. Again, I'm going to load this up so you can see it full screen. So what I've got there, the default view shows this. It says that it shows me the work I've got to do this week with its due dates. So you see I've got a task to train my pigeon for tomorrow, due at midnight. It's due at the end of the day on midnight. And I've got origami to cleanse my soul due on Saturday, which would be an interesting task to do. Quite clearly been marked on the Saturday. That's an unusual one. But this will show me immediately the work that's due in this week. Some of that work will be work that I'd have to hand in on Google Classroom. I may have a document to edit. I may have a presentation to do. I may have something to attach and send back to my teacher. In some cases, it may be work that I need to do in my book. And it's just been posted to say, in my book, I need to, and so on and so forth. I believe the training my pigeon task asked me to actually go and catch a pigeon. He wanted me to put a pigeon in front of some YouTube videos to train it to be fast. And so by clicking on the, if I go back here, by clicking on the train my pigeon thing, it will take me to the information about that task. So I don't have to navigate to the classroom. It will take me to that one. And you'll notice that it's got like short instructions. There's nothing to attach here. It just says over here, mark as done. Now, it's important that when I've done the task, I mark it as done. I hit mark as done, so that my teacher knows that I've done that task. It also then disappears from my list. If I don't mark it as done, it will stay in my list forever. It won't know that I did that. And so when you mark it as done, by hitting the mark as done box there, if you want to attach any work like pictures of my pigeon or whatever else, I can do that there. When you do that, it will disappear from your list. There are other views on there, so I can actually, we had the this week one. There's a next week column. I can see work that's coming up next week. I can also see work that's coming up later. I can see how I've got work due on Christmas Day about world crises solving origami. Maybe that's less useful perhaps. But overall, it's a useful thing. So this is effectively your homework diary. It's where work will show up that's been set by your teachers to allow you to do it. There are some other things I want to show you though briefly. The first is that some things at the top will show us no due date. Something that shows us no due date is not a piece of homework. That may well be something that's been set by your teacher in class to give you a copy of something to use in class. It may well be something that's been put to you as, hey, this is optional, go read about this, go try this, and so on and so forth. you'll probably find your no due date ones build up. There might be 30 or 40 of them in there by the time we get to Christmas, because they're not things you have to hand in. They're not things that are required, that are essential to do, but they're materials that you've been given a copy of to edit with, that your teacher can see what you're doing. So, for example, in computing, you may have a workbook you're working through. That may not have a due date. At some point, your teacher might say, and now this is a piece of homework, at which point it will jump down and appear in this week, next week, or later, depending on when that is. Finally, there's a couple more things. At the top, there's this missing tab. It's here. Okay, this one shows anything that had a due date that's already passed. So you can see I didn't do my 2 homework tasks about creating a perfect fold or catching a pigeon, which makes doing my second one a bit difficult. These will show in here, and they will stay in here. They won't go away. They will stay in this list, and these are the things you didn't do. Okay, it's important always to go back and try to do things that you didn't do. Talk to your teacher, say, "Oh, I didn't manage to do this," because their teachers will know. And when you have done them, you can submit them, and they disappear from this list. Okay, it's a good idea to keep on top of this, because you don't want this to build up. Finally, there's a button that says "Done." The done one at the top here. Done is a list of all the things that you have done, and if a teacher has marked it, there will also be a mark on there. Okay, so I had to make an origami model of Mr. Crowther. I handed it in early, well early, and I got a mark back of 3 out of 100. Apparently, it wasn't very good. Your teacher may have made comments on it. Again, I could click on that. I can't hear, but I click on that, and I can see, well, what comments did my teacher give me, and so on. And so these assigned, missing, and done on the to-do list are really important to keep track of everything. You can hit the all subsets on all classes, but you can change that and make it be just one of the classes. You want to see, well, just one of my geography class list tasks and so on. You can filter it using that should you wish to. Finally, is that many of you have discovered that you have Google Calendar. Google Calendar's got your school timetable on it and so on. It's again can be linked to the class. There's a button that says Calendar in the classroom, or you can go to Google Calendar. And if you go there, what you will find is that at the top of each of the days, usually in black, are also the assignments due. So I've got those 2 due on the 17th and 18th. That entirely matches what's in Google Calendar, in Google Classroom. It's just another way of showing the same thing. Okay, it all links up. So hopefully that's a good overview of Google Classroom, of what it looks like. That to-do menu is really important, and make sure that you have a look at it. If you have any questions, do ask your form tutor. If your form tutor doesn't know, then by all means send me an email. If you find anything odd or weird, let us know, because we are just rolling this out for the first time. And thank you for your time this morning.